Lots of big machinery.
Flipping a yard is loud.
What took longer than you thought it was going to take today?
You with your shovel.
You got to keep going.
Keep it moving.
Okay.
I'm really excited to see the Shandbags come home and take a look at what we've done.
Wow.
How did you do all this in a day?
Form, function, and speed.
Welcome to Flip My Florida Yard. Today, the Flip crew heads to Tallahassee, our state capital. It's here we meet up with the Shanbhag family.
We are the Shanbhag family!
I'm Sachin.
And I'm Tria.
We've moved to Tallahassee about 14 years ago from Michigan. We've lived in this house for about 10 years now, and we just love it.
We team up with local experts to transform a steep backyard into a functional, Florida-friendly living space.
We're addressing the water first. What are we going to do with the water? How are we going to address the drainage or the erosion so that we prevent runoff down the street?
We'll show you how to create a rain garden and why it's so beneficial to our environment.
Any runoff, any eroded soil, any excess nutrients that might be coming off their property will actually be stopped. They'll infiltrate into the soil and be broken down by natural processes.
We'll learn why choosing the right plants for your yard is so important.
A lot of folks will put the wrong plant in a particular place and end up adding more water, more fertilizer, more pesticides, and the problem is just the plant is not happy.
And experts explain how our yards are connected to Florida's environment.
Storm drains have the potential to flow into, say, streams and rivers around your house, streams and rivers around the city. Those streams and rivers eventually end up in our bigger waterways.
All this and more on Flip My Florida Yard.
Flip My Florida Yard is sponsored by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection.
We're knocking on doors
So excited.
and flipping yards into beautiful Florida-friendly landscapes, and all in 8 hours.
Is this really happening?
Who's ready?
Organized chaos.
Experts show us how to use Florida-friendly landscaping principles.
Putting the right plant in the right place.
Water efficiently.
Very low maintenance.
Fertilize appropriately.
All leading up to a dramatic reveal.
The best surprise of our whole life.
We're in Tallahassee, Florida. It's a beautiful day. It's a great day to do what? You guys ready to flip this yard? Let's do it. All right, let's go meet the Shanbhag family. I love this part. Good morning. You know what today is, right?
Yes.
Today's a very special day. We're gonna flip your Florida yard. What do you think?
Yeah! Our backyard turns out to be particularly sort of hilly. We have almost a 35 degree incline. And ever since the first year we came here, which was 10 years ago, we've sort of struggled with the slope. The biggest problem was erosion, though, because every time water would run off, another particular area would get destroyed.
We try to have a lower carbon footprint even otherwise, be it electricity or water.
When we look at our water bill, we find that we use a lot of water, and we would love to use a lot less of Florida's water. Just being able to watch and have a window to this amazing wildlife from our own backyard seems like a privilege, and being able to do that with native flowers and fruits would make it great. So we really don't know what we're going to get.
So we are scared and excited at the same time.
I want to introduce you to the men and women who are going to flip your Florida yard. You ready to meet them?
Yes.
Okay, Shanbhags, this is your flip crew. They're eager. You see all those tools they have? Okay, first things first, we got to get you out of here. You guys ready to go?
We are.
All right, follow me. I will see you in 8 hours, okay? Bye-bye, guys. Bye. Let's get this thing going. Okay, guys, the Shanbhags have just left. You know what that means. We have 8 hours to flip this yard into a Florida-friendly landscape. You guys ready? Yeah! All right, let's do it and go!
This flip's main design feature is reducing stormwater runoff, which is one of the principles of a Florida-friendly landscape. In addition, the design will attract plenty of wildlife and provide plenty of edibles for the family to enjoy.
Okay,
Okay, things are really starting to take shape. Obviously, they've taken out this fence. This is kind of our workstation over here. This is where all the product is being staged and being taken into the backyard here. Hey, it's happening.
It is.
You know what's happening?
A little bit. A little bit. It's organized chaos right now.
Actually, our flip designer, Ralph Esposito, knows exactly what's happening. He's got over 40 years experience in the gardening game. His knowledge of how to create an eco-friendly landscape is legendary in the Tallahassee area. It made him the perfect choice to design a Florida-friendly landscape. I asked Ralph what his plan is for addressing the stormwater runoff in the Shanbhag's backyard.
What we're going to do is we're going to pipe the water from the roof down into a central pipe into what's going to become the rain garden. The rain garden is designed so that we prevent runoff down the street.
The Shanbhag's neighborhood is built on a hill, with most of the stormwater runoff flowing into a nearby lake. Ralph's rain garden design will keep more water in the yard, allowing it to seep into the ground where it can be filtered as it makes its way to the aquifer.
So let's talk about this rain garden here. Like I see you have some major features here. What are these right here?
Well, what you have is if you drive around North Florida and most of Florida, you'll see that all the limestone outcroppings. We want it to look natural.
Yeah.
And so we'll take these limestone boulders, we'll set them in the ground, we'll bury some of them, and then we work from the boulders. This is native palm tree that will grow in the water. And so that's going to help fill it in. I don't want this to look like we dug a hole and just put some plants in it.
Okay.
It has to look real.
I'm seeing lots of tiers here. Why are we putting these tiers
in? The tiers are more aesthetic than anything else, okay? We're going to turn it into a vegetable garden.
Okay.
So we're going to have two walls. We're going to backfill them, and then we're going to plant vegetables here and here. We also considered wildlife. So in addition to feeding the family, we're going to try to feed the birds. These plants right here are wax myrtle. They're very dense. Birds like to hide in there, and they have edible berries.
Okay. What scares you?
The time.
Joey Moore is our flip foreman on the front lines of this backyard redo. It's up to him to make sure that at 4 o'clock, this flip is finished.
Joey?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Good.
What are we doing right here?
So we're removing the old rock patio area that they had. Nice paver patio going here.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning of it.
Is this an ambitious undertaking?
It is. I think it can be done. We've got the crew here that everybody knows their spot. It can be done. We'll just see if we meet the time.
Well, I just want to let you know I've got some skills. If you need to utilize me, let me know. I can get in there and maybe take you over the top.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's the on-off button on this?
Yeah, you just got to keep going.
You got to keep going.
Just keep it moving. Okay. You know that TV host, he looks pretty good with a shovel in his hand. Keep it moving.
We asked Kevin Coyne from the Department of Environmental Protection to explain the environmental impacts of stormwater runoff.
Here in places like Tallahassee and North Florida, runoff is one of the big problems we have. Imagine this rubber ducky was on your lawn and it rained. This little rubber ducky's that pollution. This little rubber ducky is a great way to show how pollution gets into water bodies around the state. But this rubber ducky just represents 1 yard. Imagine many rubber duckies on all the yards around Tallahassee. And all those rubber duckies have the potential to flow into our storm drains or get absorbed through the soil down into the aquifer. Many of our springs right now are impacted by the stuff we put on our lawns, but you can do your part by following these type of practices that are outlined in Florida-friendly practices. In the bigger picture, we have to think about everything that's impacting our water resources and ourselves. Our lawns, our yards, all impact and all have a part of the solution to fixing our water resource problems.
We're in Tallahassee, and the Shanbhag's yard flip is fast and furious. The major slope in the backyard is being cut down into a tiered vegetable garden. Bok choy, oranges, and blueberries are just some of the produce the family will be able to pick. Along the fence, blueberries, blackberries, and olive trees create a lush landscape and will bear plenty of fruit throughout the year.
Anybody who wants a Florida-friendly landscape, they can just call you guys, right?
Our flip extension agent, Mark Tansig from Leon County, breaks down some of the plant choices for today's flip.
We mostly help a lot with selection and then maintenance, making sure they plant it correctly and making sure they maintain them properly, through the life of the plant.
A lot of plants going in the Shanbhag's yard here, but we picked two. Tell us about these two.
So we got plumbago here and firebush. Plumbago is great for attracting butterflies. The firebush here will attract butterflies and hummingbirds, so you can sit on the back, that beautiful back patio and check it out.
Plumbagos like plenty of water, sun, and heat and need room to grow, since they can grow up to 6 feet tall. Firebush also prefers full sun. Their bright red blooms can last from late spring all the way up until the first cold front.
Now, what do we have over here, Mark?
This here is wax myrtle. This is a Florida native plant, really low maintenance, not much need for water, fertilization. The great thing about this, and again, the Shanbhags wanted to attract wildlife. What you need to attract wildlife is water, food, and shelter. This is going to provide 2 of those 3. So you're going to have fruits that are going to be feeding the birds, and then again, they have all that space in there where they can hide from predators, build a nest, and raise their young.
Who's going to plant all these?
You.
Oh, me? Okay. We better get busy, sir.
While their yard is being prepped for planting, the Shanbhags are spending the day at the Alfred B. McClay Gardens State Park. McClay built these gardens for his private use in the 1920s. After his death, the family donated the land to the state in 1953. Now residents and visitors to the capital city can enjoy all this floral oasis has to offer. And it looks like the Shanbhags are doing just that.
Who are you calling there?
We don't have enough base, and so we're at a stopping point in about 20 minutes.
Back at the yard, things aren't going so tranquil.
So we're running out of product.
We're right, well, of course.
We're gonna get it done one way or another today.
This is looking really, really good. Just try to imagine this with green vegetable garden. It's gonna look really, really nice. And he designed this to do 2 things. It's gonna slow the water down as it comes off the house, but it's also gonna make this space usable. He's gonna do a vegetable garden there, and but you can really start to see how this is gonna work. But so far, looking good.
But vegetables need to be watered in order to grow, and that's where all this tubing comes in. The Shanbhags wanted to use less water and use it more wisely.
I'm seeing lots of tubes and pipes and hoses. It's irrigation time, isn't it?
It's irrigation time.
What are we looking at here for the vegetable garden?
What we do in here is we got a drip tubing.
Okay.
We have a mist emitters that go in. They go right into the tubing. I can adjust the mist and keep the water in this area.
I see you got some tubing running along here for the blueberries. What are we doing for that?
I have these emitters, which goes in the same tubing. We have different gallons per hour that I can use.
Okay.
On the blueberries, I'm gonna be using a number 2. I just take the drip tubing, put me a hole in it, and then I just add my emitter.
So you say that's a number 2. What does that number 2 mean?
It means that we're getting 2 gallons per hour.
2 gallons per hour.
Yes, sir.
So 2 gallons per hour will come out of this one emitter.
That's correct.
All right.
It's gonna go exactly where it's needed and no waste here.
Okay, the Shanbhag's yard has turned into a full-scale construction zone. I don't know if they would recognize this yard right now. Let's go find Ralph and get an update. How we looking? It's 11 o'clock.
We've got that side almost clean. Irrigation's coming around the corner, and then we can start to lay out plants.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Noah Valenstein. I think I probably got the best job in the state of Florida, which is Secretary for the Department of Environmental Protection. Every day I get to work with a team of Floridians working to protect our environment. And that's part of Flip My Florida Yard. What are the small steps we can all take together to protect our environment? With that, let's get back to the show.
If we don't get this done by 4, whose fault is it?
Yours.
Mine. Time for us to let him go. So
There you
go
go.
do your thing. Go do your thing.
The flip of the Shanbhags Tallahassee home is in full swing. And now it's a race against time.
This is when it's really starting to come together, right?
They start coming together quick now, yeah. We're gonna start the blueberries down the fence, and then I think the blackberries going down that way.
One of the Florida-friendly landscaping principles centers around the environmental benefits of using mulch.
Talk to us about what kind of mulch we're using here.
This is fine pine bark mulch. This is what we're gonna use to modify the soil to make sure these blueberries are happy.
How important is mulch when it comes to landscaping?
Using mulch is really important to conserve moisture, prevent weeds, and the great thing about mulch is as that stuff breaks down in the soil, it's slowly feeding your plant. So that's why we have it as one of our, Florida-friendly principles.
Yeah. And what kind of mulch do you recommend? I mean, obviously there's lots of different kinds.
The best for weed control is gonna be the chunky pine bark nuggets.
Okay.
Because you don't don't create this like space for weeds to sprout. There's stuff you can buy in bags. A lot of times, you know, in Leon County, you can actually get free mulch at the landfill.
Mulch, gotta have it.
A lot of the plants that were selected by Ralph, the blueberries, the blackberries, a lot of the herbs and the vegetables are part of this edible landscape where we can enjoy them. And if we don't get to them, I think we tease, but the blueberries, you know, the birds and some other wildlife will enjoy them as well.
We're getting close. Now this is starting to look like a yard. Let me give you a quick tour. You can see our vegetable gardens are in. We got our irrigation in. Again, I think the Shandbacks are really gonna love this feature that Ralph built into the yard. We're putting the carpet in. This is centipede sod, a really common sod they use up here in North Florida.
Centipede sod is my favorite to recommend because it's called lazy man's grass, right? So centipede sod doesn't grow very fast, doesn't require very much water, doesn't require very much fertilizer, so it's a great Florida-friendly choice. And as long as you got full sun, centipede will be perfect choice.
One wish of the family was to have a place to sit outside, so Ralph created an environmentally friendly design that's also functional.
Ralph's design is using, you know, pavers, so that's going to allow for some infiltration of the water.
That's called a French pattern. I think it's spacious.
It does. I love it.
We're in Tallahassee, Florida, flipping the Shandback's backyard while they're spending a day at a state park. Back at their house, things are still in a state of disarray.
All the main things are in place. Now it's a lot of those finishing touches. Sod, putting plants in the ground. Let's find Joey and my flip foreman and see how he's feeling. How you doing, boss?
Sweating it, buddy.
Sweating it.
We are almost there, guys.
We're almost there.
And everybody's feeling the pressure.
This is the rain garden. But as you can see, big chunks of limestone in here. The plants are going in. These big saw palmetto. This is gonna be one of the more unique features in this flip.
If you remember, the Shandback's main request was to prevent erosion from stormwater runoff. Ralph's rain garden is designed to retain water and allow it to seep into the ground.
The rain garden is going to create a low place filled with porous soil and water-loving plants where that water can really soak in instead of running off into a neighboring property.
Look at that. This is where all that water is going. All that water that's coming off the roof has been rerouted underground, and it's coming up right through these big pipes here. There's one over here, there's one over there.
Eventually, this will be completely covered. You won't see any soil in here. That shrimp plant, they like water.
Yeah.
And as we go up the hill, the plants can tolerate less water. And that's the pollinator garden. So that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, rain garden.
Rain garden.
Hey guys, the Shandbacks will be here in 15 minutes. We gotta go, go, go. Let's get this side laid. We're getting close. They're gonna be here in a little bit.
The Shandbacks are closing in, and it's all hands on deck to get every last detail done.
This yard is officially flipped.
With all the environmental upgrades, Mark was able to recognize the Shandback's backyard as a Florida-friendly landscape.
During the maintenance phase, as the Shandbacks start to take care of their landscape, that's where they can lean on me as a local extension agent. I can help them identify what the problems are and what are the best ways to manage those problems.
Here they are. Hey, you're back. Well, come on out of that car. Okay, so did you guys have a good time at the park?
We had a wonderful time.
You good time?
Yes.
Wait till you see what's in your backyard. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Put those glasses on. No peeking. So follow me, guys, okay? This is the best part. 1, 2, 3. Remove your glasses.
When the Shandbacks took off their glasses, it was incredible. They were so happy and so surprised.
I had to rub my eyes. This was not our backyard. Dramatically different, for the better.
Before, the Shandback's backyard was a steep slope with mostly grass and mud. Now, Ralph's crew have added Florida-friendly plants and trees, tiered vegetable beds, a rain garden, and a new patio.
Yes, bok choy, the blueberries. Oh, you have selected the right bok choy is his favorite, blueberry is our favorite. Oh my gosh.
When we walked down, the first thing I noticed was the slope had been flattened. And not only was it flattened, there was a vegetable garden in there.
It's like Florida, right in the backyard. I can't believe that this is the same place we left in the morning.
Wow.
How did you do all this in a day? This is beautiful. Oh.
This incredible crew did all of this, worked very hard today.
Thank you. You guys have done amazing. Thank you, thank you.
The mastermind of this design.
Oh,
I mean, it was a long day, right?
It was. It was a long day.
We hope this yard brings you closer to Florida and closer together as a family.
We're certainly going to research, take care of it together. So we see like a family activity outside in the yard now because of this, and we are really grateful.
We give you over the key. Here you go. Here's the key.
Thank
Here's the
you.
key.
Okay.
There you go. It's all yours.
God bless you guys.
Thank you for flipping our Florida yard.
Okay, so our flip went a little past 8 hours, but wow, it was worth it. The Shandback's new Florida-friendly landscape will not only reduce stormwater runoff, it'll attract pollinators, use less water, and be a gathering place for them to connect as a family. Well, that's our show. Remember, everybody doing a little? Well, that's a whole lot.
Flip My Florida Yard was brought to you by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection in partnership with the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences Florida Friendly Landscaping Program.
Thank you for flipping our yard. We are loving it. We are seeing a lot of birds and butterflies.
We've also been harvesting all the herbs and the vegetables that have been growing up nicely. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We love it.